G'day and welcome back to another episode of Destiny for Dummies, the show primarily about Destiny 2 with a unique Australian flavour. My name is Slammer.
And I am Falcon Darkblade.
Otherwise known as The Boy.
Get in the boat, boy.
Today I'm here to show you how to warlock like a man.
You're wearing a dress. Anyway, so in case you missed it, we were finally able to tee up our schedules, so we thought we'd bless you with both our presences for this one. It should be noted, I'm actually flaming useless on a warlock, or space freaks as I've come to affectionately call them, so most of the explanation, except all the funny bits, that was me, and all the video footage is courtesy of The Boy.
Boy.
So if you don't like what I might have to say, please send your hate mail and threats to him, because I don't actually want to hear it. Actually, even better, put them in the comments below, along with your likes. Since you're there, you may as well hit subscribe, right? I dare you. You'll get to have your say, and it will help us grow the channel. Winning.
Nice segue, Dad. I see what you did there. Today we'll be covering off just the Solar Warlock class, as originally I was going to put the whole damn lot together, but quickly realised that would take longer than one of Slammer's vault cleaning expeditions, and I figured no one could be asked sitting around waiting for that. I'll start with the Dawnblade, since that's what I am generally rocking.
Yeah, alright, they get the point. Now let's get to the flaming content. First of all, the grenades are all good, mate. First you have Diffusion, which is great for sticking on players and other poor bastards you come across.
By the way, throw in Starfire Protocol and you get two of these bad boys.
But I recommend Solar Grenades, particularly for PvE, due to its ability to damage over time. If you go for the Solar Grenades, particularly in the PvE, don't forget your Sunbraces Exotics, which allows you to throw a heap of these burning balls of death at the same time. However, I prefer the Firebolt for PvP due to its tracking capability. Still referring to PvP, on console, the Healing Rift is really the only one worth using, as a controller is not practical to take full advantage of the Empowering Rift due to its low stability and likelihood of missing critical shots.
I have personally won many encounters against multiple players while standing in a Healing Rift. Boss DPS in PvE is really the only time an Empowering Rift is effective, although at different times an Empowering Rift, with the right weapons and the right perk equipped and Proceed, can allow for some very quick kills. As for jumping, I went through how to use the glide in the basic video, and Slam's not paying me enough to go through it again, but TLDR, burst is your best bet. Moving through the trees.
Not those trees for all you shotgun apes.
The skill trees, top tree otherwise known as Attunement of the Sky, has the best perks for survivability, mobility, and overall gunplay, and is really the best option for PvP in my opinion. Due to this, I'll be basing the next few points with that in mind. First of all, Celestial Fire is basically like having Galran's Punch.
So if you feel like filling some Guardians' asses with some hot shit from cross-map like a Hive boss, this is the tree for you. By the way, that blew my mind. I'm not sure if anyone else realised this, but I was doing Crown of Sorrows the other night, and that is exactly what it is. Alternatively, you can also choose to eat your own grenade for additional gliding, not to mention holding yourself in midair with perfect aim on any poor bastards down below. All of these reasons, and of course being able to shoot and glide at the same time, constantly catching others out, all contribute to the reason I use Top Tree Icarus. Well, Falcon that is. I actually tried it and I have to say, I was fucking useless. But throwing those fireballs is the duck's fucking nuts, mate, for sure.
The punch is one of the few ranged punches in the game, and this allows for some pretty nasty combos to be landed. Timing your punch with your grenade to create a pile of ashes is one of the best feelings.
Not only that, but it can also save your life by providing cover fire and even finishing weak enemies off from a distance if you're out of ammo. One move you can try and pull off is to spray your gun, trick the enemy into rushing you while you reload, and then just fucking shoot them. Yeah, take that, newbie. Alright, where the fuck were we? Heat Rises is another perk that is great for catching enemies off guard. Falcon, what the fuck? I don't even know what that means. You want to do the honours?
Basically, if you walk up to a wall, let's say the church at Widow's Court, I'll have it on the screen for you to see. You use your Heat Rises, jump up in the air, and then dash out in the air. They're expecting you on the ground, but you're in the air. You just shoot them in the face and they're Gonskis, like the Gonski funding. I personally do not use this anywhere near as much as I should.
Similar to the last comment, Winged Sun allows you to punch, shoot and order your favourite pizza from Domino's, all safely at heights while shooting across the sky like a fucking comet. This ability is underused. Being in the air while you're shooting and raining fire takes attention off your teammates on the ground, who can then come in and clean up. the enemies as they stare at you in awe and get PTSD from the swooping magpies. Finally, we have the Icarus Dash, which according to Falcon is the only reason he doesn't cry himself to sleep at nights after a few rounds of Crucible.
It most certainly is, because this dodge is seriously the best thing since bunning snags, except maybe tomato sauce. That's right, I refuse to call it ketchup. The thing has a 5-second cooldown after not one, but 2 dodges.
But wait, there's more, because for a limited time we have a special offer for our viewers where not only you can pull off moves like dodging bullets better than a scene out of the Matrix, but is literally quicker to regen than a hunter dodge at full mobility. In the control setting options, there is the choice to change the OO to an O. Okay, yep. The double back button, whatever it is, to a single. This is helpful for increasing reaction times. It may take time to get used to it, but it is highly worth it, and I recommend it for serious players. Here you can say this bit even, because after I've read it 10 times, I still don't understand what the hell you're raving on about.
Okay, so there's a hidden boost mechanic to the jump, which I'm going to take credit for. Basically, when you run and jump with the burst glide on and press circle or double circle, whatever you have it on, just after you jump, it'll boost you further forward than pressing Icarus normally. I'll have something on the screen so you can see the difference between the two and what I'm talking about.
As good as this tree is for PvP, there is little reason to use it over the other two in PvE content though, so I won't be recommending it for that content. The only thing it's really better at in PvE is probably for the jumping puzzles and having the extra punch for solar shields. Next up, we have the bottom tree attunement of flame. Now this is where the really cool kids hang out. To put it simply, the top tree makes your gunplay better, but the bottom tree turns your super from a marshmallow cooking on a stick to a Chad AC-130.
Bring the rain.
The perks are as follows. Igniting Torch, which is very self-explanatory, but since Slammer will no doubt watch us at some point, I'll just explain it anyway. Hitting someone sets their ass on fire.
And for the Titans amongst us, one more. It sets your ass on fire. The other 3 points are all about increasing the benefits of super. All right. I'll let you edit it into slow motion. The other 3 points are all about increasing the benefits of super activation. One increases the tracking significantly, the other allows kills to increase duration, and the last adds a, hang on, Titan Slam. Is this right?
Damn right it is.
Do I hear the non-believers out there?
But it can't be, because nobody uses it.
Seriously, mate, this ability is not bad. It deals a good amount of damage and is good for a group of thrall or even a really annoying knight. Whilst I definitely recommend the top tree for PvP, you just have to actually aim the throwing blades, whereas this tree makes the super not only viable, but flaming awesome. Literally, it's flaming. Having the option for a close-up slam increases the odds of hitting those pesky hunters and those mobile headbutting machines running around underneath you.
Not to mention, using the Titan Slam perk while you're not in your super puts you straight to the ground and heals you.
PvP wise, so if you can't get your head around the top tree and how versatile that is, this is still a safe option. For trials, it almost guarantees a round as long as you don't get sniped out of the air.
There's no shame, it has happened to the best of us.
Throw on a pair of Prometheum Spur exotic boots and any kills you get from your super will also spawn a healing and empowering rift on those locations, which could certainly be useful at times for sure. The third tree is the piggy in the middle and is the Well of Radiance. This super really is almost worthless in the average game of Crucible. The bubble is 1,000 times better at holding a zone and makes you nearly invincible while in it, whereas you can get one tapped out of this big puddle of light. Having said that, yes, okay, if the enemy is of average skill and not sniping, there is potential you could use it strategically, but most decent players will pop one to your noggin or ape you straight out of it. The tree also doesn't really have any other useful benefits in a Crucible arena. It is, however, definitely the go-to class for PvE content though. Standing in the well creates an open area for dealing extra damage and soaking up some of the incoming fire to get that dual buff at 25% offensive and defensive. Throw in a set of Lunar Boots and now your entire team can reload much quicker for that higher DPS. A little bit of nostalgia for the veterans of Destiny 2. Remember when Lunar Faction Boots would allow instant reloading of your weapons? Ah yes, those were the days. Or, if you're not worrying about reloads, chuck on the Phoenix Protocol dress.
Dad, it is a bloody cloak.
But regardless, it gives back a little bit of your super for every kill you or your mates get while standing in it. Basically, any raid team or high-end PvE content you join is likely to expect you to have this class, and that's for a good reason, so just accept it. If anyone actually cares, it's called Achievement of Grace, but I can tell you now, all you're going to hear is put on well.
Something that is very underused on this tree, however, is the Guiding Flame perk. This makes it so that hitting enemies empowers you and your teammates to do more damage. Use this when you are going up against a boss is definitely the way to go. You don't even have to kill anything, just simply punch it.
That isn't even the only underused ability. Divine Protection is where crushing your grenade allows you to throw it at a target and provide healing and an overshield to any ally that walks through it. Again, why does almost no one use this? Just chuck one out to your raid buddy when ads drop or something like that. That last ability allows you to regenerate all three abilities when empowering, aka punching enemies, and throwing out those healing grenades, so there is really absolutely no reason not to do it. Just remember, if there was already 3 wells and you join, just use a different tree. There's nothing I can think of that needs that much protection. So, just use the bottom tree or get yourself a giant ball of utter destruction. If there's any rock-eating gophers out there that don't know what that is, you soon will.
Yeah, next week if all goes well.
Okay. In summary then, we have, for the Dawnblade class, top is best for PvP but requires practice and a higher skill level, but the benefits are well worth it. The middle tree is hands down the best for PvE, just pack up your bongos and go home, and the bottom tree is okay for both. Well, that's it for today's episode. We also have a video which should be out on Monday, where we take a look at is it or is it not a good time to come back to Destiny. So please, if you did find any of this content useful, or you learnt anything, or if you had even a single laugh, please do us a favour, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a comment, whether it's for real or sarcastic, and that really helps the channel out. As usual, we'll have Where the Fuck is Zer on Saturday morning. But until then, grab your piece of string and your tin cans, because we're going down under.